So the season has coming to an end. I mean, there's the Champions League final, isn't there? Which, of course, is going to be very exciting. Which, for Premier League fans, they could just sit back and enjoy. No rivals to worry about winning silverware. The dust has settled. Of course, Tottenham got their trophy at the hands of Manchester United, who we are speaking about in today's video. They just won't go away from the headlines, United, will they? Chelsea, my mob, got the Conference League win, which, in my opinion, you'd have to say means Chelsea have had a better season than both Manchester City and Arsenal, all qualifying for top four, but one of them won a tournament trophy, which is a nice feeling. But yes, we're not talking about Chelsea, we are talking about Manchester United, who's, like I said, had a very disappointing finish to their campaign, losing to Tottenham Hotspur in the Europa League final, and they immediately flew off to some post-match friendlies in Malaysia. Now, this is mental, because this is the kind of stuff you do in pre-season, but it almost is like a punishment. It's like you had a terrible season, now you got to go and play these games. And Man United were booed off in defeat in Malaysia. Not Old Trafford, not the away fans in a Premier League game when they were embarrassed. In Malaysia, they are taking a disaster class on tour. We're going to speak about it a little bit. Ruben Amorim's nightmare continues. Of course, they did win their final game against Aston Villa at home in the Premier League. They had a little help. Of course, Emi Martinez going mental, getting himself sent off, his first ever red card in his professional career. And is in his last game for Villa, I believe, or that's what's being spoken about. And of course, a mistake where, a Villa goal should have stood. But, they had that feeling, and they've gone to Malaysia, and they played a very strong team, and lost to the the ASEAN All-Stars. I don't know either. Guys, welcome back to Football Yannick. I upload on this channel every single day, and often multiple times a day, of me reacting to all the best, or at least the footballing stories that I feel interested and compelled to talk about, that I think maybe some of you guys would be interested in hearing. If you do like the content, please let me know by dropping a like on the video. And just a moment to offer my thanks, because we are killing it. We've got, how much subscribers have we got now? 17,226. This is very much the road to 20,000 subscribers. I reckon I could reach it before the summer ends. So thank you as always for your support, my friends. I'm going to read an article now by Simon Stone of the BBC, also known as the British Broadcast Company, the BBC. This geezer writes this: Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim believes it will do his players good to leave Kuala Lumpur with the sound of booze ringing in their ears. What an opening sentence in their 1-0 loss to the ASEAN All-Stars. Now, I did see this was happening. I must admit, I didn't watch this post-season friendly, which it literally feels like a punishment, like the crazy humidity. Kuala Lumpur, like, you've had a terrible season, go and embarrass yourself somewhere else in the world, and there's quite literally what they have done. After ending a desperate Premier League campaign with a victory over Aston Villa on Sunday, the aforementioned, the club flew 6,600 miles to Malaysia to find, only to find there was no respite from their troubles. I don't know, mate. This channel is me being as neutral as I can, a football fan, trying to, be as compassionate as possible, while also maintaining my position as a rival fan and just laughing at stories. And look, that's what I'm doing here. Man United, again, they've had it all their own way for my entire life. Well, I say my entire life, they've been pretty terrible for about a decade now. But, yeah, I mean, they're getting booed by the Malaysian fans. I saw a tweet or a post on X by Mark Goldbridge saying, imagine going all the way, I'm paraphrasing here, imagine going all the way to Malaysia to expand your fan base, losing to a team you should beat, and making them all Liverpool fans. So you're essentially like doing damage when you're supposed to be expanding your your fan base. Less than 24 hours after Wolves striker Matheus Cunha was cleared to have a medical. God, he is. What is he? I mean, I often reference a football podcast called The Ramble. I like one of the show hosts, Jim Campbell, said it's kind of like an indicator of where Manchester United are at the moment. That feels like a bit of a coup, them getting Matheus Cunha, a player from Wolves who finished, down the table with them. It feels like a really, great get that Man United have managed to sign a Wolves player. It's the sign of the times, baby. So apparently he's going to complete a £62.5 million move to Old Trafford's. United's old goal-scoring failings struck again in the first match of the post-season tour in Asia. Too many games, ladies and gentlemen, but a post-season tour. And they did go all the way in Europe. So they played a lot of games in temperatures of more than 30 degrees Celsius, for those wondering, in high humidity, which is yuck. That is yuck. Amorim's side failed to take a succession of chances despite regular substitutions, which meant they ended up using 25 outfield players. That's like the squad. 25 Man United players couldn't score against am I saying it right? Ashen All-Stars. Second half goal from Myanmar winger Muang Luin, what a name, was enough to give the Southeast Asia 11 victory in front of an official attendance of 72,500. I was expecting 20,000 or something. That's like filling Old Trafford. So they'll be used to it. That many people putting on underwhelming performances and not scoring goals. It'll be like putting on a warm, familiar jumper for them. It's very warm, actually, in 30 degrees Celsius with high humidity. It's called the Bukit Jalil Stadium, triggering boos from a substantial portion at the final whistle of fans who paid up to £260 to watch Manchester United on their first visit to Malaysia since 2009. And I tell you something, in 2009, Manchester United were really good. They were really good. That was good Man United. So that's probably last time they've seen them. They are good. I mean, they have access to TVs, but imagine it's a good juju. They came here, they're an amazing team. They've come here, you paid £260 for a ticket, and oh my word. I'm going to pause the recording to sip my coffee and reflect on this. I am back. Amorim said this: I always feel guilty for the performance of the team since the first game I was here. And I gotta say, I feel bad. I sort of feel bad for him. You took this job, you get paid a lot of money. You are, Manchester United, massive institution, their manager. But you can't help feel sorry for this guy. He's always sort of said, this is really hard. I feel responsible. This is really stressful. And you go from having such a wicked time at Sporting to whatever the hellish nightmare this is, which is not ending. The season's ended, and the nightmare hasn't. He's got sleep paralysis at 5 a.m. when the nightmare's ended, but he's meant to have woken up, but he can't move, and there's the sleep paralysis demon sitting on his chest, which is apparently what happens, right? And that is Rasmus Højlund. Unable to score. Poor Amorim. The boos is maybe something we need, because every game we lost in the Premier League, the fans were always there. And yes, look, I've got to say, banter aside, to the Man United fans' credit, their support has been, at times, almost peculiar how positive it's been to Amorim. I felt when we finished every game, the supporters were with us. Let's see for next season. Yeah, but these Malaysian fans lost to Man United, kick ass in 2009, spent 260 quid for a ticket, and you've done this to them. The United boss would not update any stuff on Cunha. He says, it's you guys, the media, we talk about it, yana. United finished in 15th points. Well, they got to 15th place, and they got to 42 points. So they would have, been safe from relegation. But it's the worst points total since the 1973-1974 relegation season. They also, of course, lost the Europa League final to Bilbao. It's thought the trip will generate £7.8 million. £7.8 million. Let's just quickly see something. Man United salary. I'm just going to see what Casemiro's Man United salary is. Casemiro's annual salary at Manchester United is £18.2 million every year. So, this is nearly, 45% of just the salary of Casemiro this trip. This is mental. This is absolutely mental. Putting your players through this after that season. And just to do yourself the thing that blows my mind about Ineos and Manchester United, yeah. And look, everyone's sticking the boot in, so let's whatever. Is for the tiniest little financial margins, which is this. He doesn't weigh up if it's worthy of the negative PR and the negative optics. It's like he fired the PR guy. Like, the not giving anyone food, not flying out your star to the final, laying off quite literally hundreds and hundreds of people, stopping to pay, the veterans, not the veterans, the ex-United supplementary finance thing that, Gary Neville grilled him on, stopping to pay Ferguson as an ambassador, which kind of fair enough, really. But do you know what I mean? All this stuff just to scrape the pennies, just to chip away at Casemiro's salary. Just crazy. Absolutely crazy. I do feel bad for Amorim. It's mental. Manchester United are mental. But of course, it remains funny. Let me know what you think, guys. Please do comment down below. Thank you for joining me as always. And look, Man United fans, if you're here, I'm sorry. You've had it really good. I'm sure it'll be good again. You're welcome. Please do subscribe as well. Join the fun. You're all welcome here. And I do hope to see you all back. Enjoy the football. Peace.